Just before we start, I've had quite a few people ask me what to do for their back because they're suffering. So I thought I'd come up with a little small taster class for you. It's very Pilates orientated, so if you have done Pilates before, you will know what's coming. But yeah, I just want you all to join us tonight. It's going to just help relieve lower back problems. It's not going to cure it, but it will help relieve it. It is suitable for everybody. Okay, so get yourselves a chair or a sofa if you can. Move your phones to somewhere where you can grab your sofa because we're going to need it for stretching. Okay, I've even cleaned the house for you. Happy Easter. Great. Okay, so all we're going to do, we're going to start standing. Okay, if you can make sure you've got plenty of room, you will need a mat, or if you've got a carpet or you're doing it outside on the grass, that's absolutely perfect. And like I say, you will need a chair or a sofa. So all we're going to do, we're going to start standing. So jump yourselves up for me, and all I literally want you to do, stand with your feet hip width apart, shoulders back, lifting up nice and tall. I'm going to do 5 roll downs. Now these are really, really slow, and it's going to start mobilising your spine, okay? So we're going to start with a nice deep breath in. I'm going to breathe out. We're just going to roll down. We're going to take about 10 seconds to roll down, thinking about stretching every single vertebrae in your spine. Okay, keep breathing, don't just hold your breath. Going to have a little hang at the bottom. Then we're going to repeat, coming up nice and slowly, stacking your spine, stacking your vertebrae, tucking the tailbone under, focusing on trying to stretch out every single vertebrae in the spine. We repeat, breathing in, breathing out. So starting with the neck, tucking that chin in, letting the weight of the arms open up your shoulder blades, trying to imagine there's a wall in front of you, so I want you to actually try and curl deeper into that spine, okay? Rolling up nice and slowly. This is the most important stretch, okay? It's to mobilise your spine. It's to try and stretch all those muscles surrounding your spine. So carry on, but what I don't want to see is us just rolling down forwards, yeah? I want you to imagine there's a wall here. So we've hit that wall and we're trying to get tighter, tighter, tighter. Still hitting that wall. Let the weight of the arms open up the shoulder blades. Have a little hang at the bottom before we soften the knees and we roll back up nice and slowly. Okay, keep going. We're going to do 2 more of those. So we're really starting to warm up your spine. All right, keep going. Nice deep breaths, guys. Turn off any distractions in the house. That's it. Keep going. Quite a lot started. Okay, so keep going. This should feel really good. All right, 1 more. And I want you to hold this downward position. So roll down and just have a little hang for me. So we're hanging in this position. Now, if you can easily touch the floor, rest your hands on the opposite elbows, okay? If you can't, just dangle the arms. And we're just going to rotate left to right, okay? So this is stretching a little bit more into your QL, which is a part of your lower back, into your hamstrings, tucking that chin in. And if you do feel dizzy, I do want you to roll up. Okay, so we're just going to do this for another 10 seconds. Good, and really importantly as well, it's just nice deep breaths. The more oxygen we get to those muscles, the quicker they'll release. Okay, and we'll get that flexibility faster. So keep breathing. Good, soften the knees, come back to centre and release the arms. And we're just going to roll up nice and slowly. So straight away now, we should feel probably a couple of inches taller. Okay, now we're going to take your right foot over the left. So keep your balance. All right, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. We're going to breathe out. We're going to roll down again, keeping that right foot over the left. Keep your balance. I want you to hold this position for 10 seconds. And what you'll feel is a deeper stretch in your left hamstring. And because we've got the foot diagonally crossed, you've got 3 types of hamstrings, okay? So we're trying to hit the different muscle fibers, okay? We're trying to get the body moving, roll up in different planes of movement, especially if we have a sat down job, okay? We become very tight. We're going to change the foot position, breathing in, breathing out, and again, rolling down. You may feel one side's a lot tighter. We're just going to have a little hang in that position. And again, we should be able to have got quite a lot further down than when we first started. Good. Soften the knees. I'm going to roll up nice and slowly. That's it. Take your time. And we're going to stand with our feet shoulder width apart. Okay? I'm going to take your right hand up to the ceiling. Nice deep breath in. Breathe out. Push into your right hip. And we're just going to reach over to one side. Feeling the stretch all the way from the armpit right down into the hip. Okay, so stretching into your obliques, side of the rib cage, and into your lats as well. Maybe you might even get it in the outer thigh. Good. Keep holding 10 more seconds. Okay, nice deep breath. So what we're trying to focus on is trying to release the tension, okay, in the muscles that surround your lower back. Okay, and relax, breathing in and out, and again just trying to stretch all the way down here. You may feel one side is a lot tighter. Okay, again, really importantly, let's get the breaths in and out. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, perfect. So stand on the end of your mats. We're going to go into the downward dog, which is our first stretch on the mat. So feet hip width apart, shoulders back, nice deep breath in, breathing out, rolling down. Now here, should get a good stretch. Walk 2/3 down your mat, spread the weight across your fingertips, lift your hips, and press the weight into your heels. So we feel that stretch in your Achilles, okay? Your body wants to be in a nice V. Okay, so that should feel really good for those Achilles and calves. I'm going to hold for 10 more seconds. Now, we're going to place your left foot up towards your right wrist. So I'm going to bring my weight forward. I'm going to take the left foot up towards the right wrist. And then I'm going to slide that right leg back as far as it will go. Okay? So if you can see this left foot, I'm trying to get it up to where my right hand was. And I'm going to try and push that right foot as far back as it will go. Okay? Good. So we want you to try and lift the chest, shoulders back, and breathe. And we're stretching a muscle in your hip called the piriformis. And the piriformis is a muscle that tends to trap the sciatic nerve, okay, which obviously gives you sciatica. Okay, so trying to stretch and release this muscle will relieve sciatic. Okay, will relieve the sciatic nerve. So if you do suffer with sciatica, this one is a really, really good stretch to be doing. Okay, so we're just going to hold for 10 more seconds. I want you to try and imagine you're pushing your left bum cheek back and down towards the floor. Okay, so nice deep breaths. Good, keep holding. Perfect. Now we're going to come back up. We're going to go back into the downward dog. So hands, shoulder width, knees underneath those hips. Turn the toes under, lift, press the weight into your heels. And I want you to turn your heels out. Okay, so we're turning your heels out laterally. So again, we're working in different planes of movement. Okay, trying to stretch different parts of the calf. And then from there, we're going to take your right foot up towards your left wrist, trying to get that knee high. Pop it down and then slide that left leg back as far as it will go. Lift up nice and tall, shoulders back. Okay, and again, we're stretching into the piriformis, into the glute as well. which will release any sciatica you're having problems with. Shoulders back, nice deep breaths. Smile because it's Easter Sunday. Woo woo! I'm trying to smile because my bloody hips are killing me today. Oh, I've been doing too many squats. Yeah, Andy. Oh, how are you? I hope you're alright. I miss you guys as well at Buxton. Good. Alright, so from there, all I want you to do is pop yourself onto your hands and knees. Okay, so all I want you to do is take your right foot out. Can you see? So it's in line with your hip. The toes are pointing forwards and the foot is flat on the floor. I'm going to push my phone back in a minute. Now, all we're going to do is the inner thigh. So we're going to just slide the leg away a little bit further and then drop down onto your elbows and push your tailbone back. Not down, just back. So we should feel that in the inner thigh. And the reason why we're doing all these stretches around your hips is because they all attach into your lower back. There's so many attachments into your lower back. And if you've got, for example, tight hip flexors, it's going to cause your tailbone to tuck under, which will put pressure on your lower back. Alright, so that should feel good. That should feel nice. So we're going to push back up onto your hands. Bring that knee back under. I'm going to change sides. So left foot out. So your toes are forwards, foot flat on the floor. Come down onto your elbows and push your hips back. Not down, so don't sit on them. Just push them back. I'm just going to bring my mat back a little bit so you can see a little bit better. That's it, good. Hey, hey Emily, hope you're alright. So, the thing is, most of us will have muscle imbalances. So if you do feel, when we do these stretches, one side is particularly tight, a lot tighter, you need to work on them areas, okay? Because it's going to cause a lot of twisting and we're not going to use our muscles to its full potential because one side is just going to be firing up, okay? So think about your posture every day. You know, when you sat down, you might be sat down now watching me twisted, yeah? Twist the other way. Hey Sandra. Okay, perfect. So we're going to push back up onto your hands. We're going to bring that knee back under. From there, we're going to go back into the downward dog. So it's a bit more yoga-y, the downward dog. Pressing into those heels. Perfect. And then from there, we're going to roll up. Let's see how far you can get before you have to bend your knees. Can we touch the toes with the legs straight? Perfect. Soften the knees and roll up nice and slowly. Now we're going to take a seat on your chair or your sofa. Yeah. So all we're going to do here, we're going to cross the legs. We're going to take your left foot onto your right knee. Okay. And what I want you to aim to try and do is push this knee right down, okay? So if we're here, yeah, just use the hands and just gently push it down. We're then going to lift up tall and hinge forwards to try and stretch, yeah, all the way down into the hip here, into the IT band, TFL, and the piriformis, okay? And again, the piriformis, if it's tight, it will cause sciatica because it's going to trap the sciatic nerve. So all we're trying to do is just release that muscle, try and stretch it to release any sciatica. Okay, so we're just going to hold for 10 more seconds. Again, leaning forwards, just feeling that stretch in the glutes. And again, breathe. All right, perfect. Relax, let's do the other side. So here, yeah. Now this side feels a little bit tighter. Okay, so I'm just going to, again, hinge forwards. I'm going to push that knee down. Nice deep breaths. Stretching into the hip. Stretching into that piriformis. Okay, and again, hinging forwards. Nice deep breaths. And again, if you do have quite a severe muscle imbalance, and you are finding certain stretches are really, really tight, you do need to do these more, okay? Because there's no point of doing millions of exercises to try and help cure your injury, because if you've got tight muscles, they're going to stay tight, okay? So try and focus on flexibility as well. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to come off the sofa. I'm going to turn round, okay? So I've got a sofa in front of me here, and I'm going to rest. I'll just turn it slightly. My right hand on the sofa, so I'm on all fours. Right hand on the sofa, thumb up, and I'm just going to pull the chest back and down. So we're stretching now into a muscle called the latissimus dorsi. You can get that out, latissimus dorsi. And this muscle, trying to do my anatomy training, attaches right into the top of your armpit, right into the top of the humerus. And it comes all the way down into your lower back, okay? So if you tighten this muscle and you just want to pick some sugar out the top cupboard, okay, you could do your back in just like that because it's tight, you just pulled it, you just strained it. So all these muscles attach, okay? It's why it's important that we do a full body stretch and not just try and stretch your lower back. It might not necessarily be that muscle. Okay, change sides to left arm, thumb up. And you're going to pull the armpit down and back towards the knee. Okay, you should feel it. You probably feel it more here, but some of you may feel it more into your lower back. And like I say, these stretches, they're not going to cure it, but they will certainly help relieve your pain if you can't get to your sports therapist. Good, and again, nice deep breaths, 10 seconds. Good, and relax. Now we're going to move on. We're going to do a couple of exercises. These mainly are going to just pinpoint if we do have these types of muscles that are quite weak. And if you think, oh my God, yeah, they're weak, you need to do more of these exercises. They are very physio type exercises, so things like glute bridges, it's Pilates, okay? So we're going to lie on our backs, pop your feet hip width apart with your feet straight under your knees and about 90 degrees, okay? So I want you to lie on your back. Are you seeing me all right? Okay, so we're here, feet hip width apart. Yep, try and relax your shoulders, spread the weight across your shoulder blades. And all we're going to do, we're going to just start by squeezing your buttocks. Okay, now you're squeezing your buttocks as though you're trying to crack a walnut. Come on, Steve, I can see you squeezing that walnut. Come on, crack it, crack it, crack it, come on. And relax, perfect. Now, we're going to carry on doing that, but we're going to do it by lifting your hips up to the ceiling. So we breathe in. We breathe out, we crack the walnut, and we're going to start lifting those hips up towards the ceiling. Now we're focusing on your buttocks. Nothing else should be working, just your buttocks, okay? Now we're going to squeeze and hold. 5, breathe, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to release, and we're going to bring those hips back down. We're just going to do 5, okay? So breathe in, breathe out. Now your buttocks should be the strongest muscle in the body because it's the biggest. Now your buttocks basically stabilise your hips, stabilise the knee and into your ankles. And if these are weak, and relax. So for example, if you sat down a lot, okay, they will become weak and your hip flexors and your hamstrings will start to take over. Breathe in. Breathe out, squeeze your buttocks, lift those hips up nice and high. So again, we're focusing on your buttocks. Now for me, I'm really tight in my hip flexors here, so I'm trying not to let these take over. Okay, it's all about the buttocks. Squeeze and hold. And then come back down nice and slowly. Has anyone cracked the walnut yet? Woo! One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now we're going to lift and we're going to hold. Now, just breathe normally. Now, what we're going to try and do, this one's really good to see if you have got quite a big muscle imbalance, is you're going to try and squeeze just your right buttock and take your left foot off the floor. Can we do that? Now, place that left foot back on the floor and squeeze just your left buttock and lift your right foot off the floor. Squeeze and hold. Place your right foot back down and then bring your hips back down nice and slowly. Okay, we're going to do that once more. Breathe in. Breathe out, squeeze the buttocks, lift those hips up nice and high. Focus on squeezing both cheeks to start with. Then focus on just putting all the momentum into your right buttock and lift your left foot off the floor. Now your hips should not move. If you're weak, you'll feel it cramping up in your hamstrings. You'll feel it in your lower back. Place that foot back down, squeeze just your left buttock. Lift your right foot off the floor, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Place that foot back down, hips down, and just give your knees a nice big hug. So them exercises, they shouldn't have necessarily been really hard. We're trying to pinpoint and activate the muscle groups individually. So if you tighten your hamstrings, okay, then you're just going to feel it cramp up in those. They're going to carry on doing all the work and your glutes are going to become very weak. Then we get sort of unstable hips and lower back. So kick yourself to sit in, turn the toes up, breathe in, reach up and breathe out. So this one's a really good stretch for your hamstrings, okay? So we're just going to hold here for 20 seconds. So that exercise was called the glute bridge. Obviously we didn't do anywhere near as many as you should be doing to strengthen them. Okay, you really need to be doing a minimum of 8 repetitions. Not just lifting and lowering, you're focusing on what you're doing. You're squeezing the glutes, you're cracking the walnut. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to do one more exercise, which is called the roll down. This is to help strengthen your core. It's basically a sit-up without any momentum, without anything holding your feet down, okay? So if you're this person who's, I can do 1,000,000 sit-ups, perfect, you've got a good strong core, but the deep core stability muscles may be very, very weak. So we're going to have a look at those now. So pop your feet hip width apart, bend your knees, lift up nice and tall, arms out in front of you, spine straight, breathe in. And then you're going to breathe out and you're going to roll down. So you're trying to work your vertebrae into the mat like a rolling pin. And you're going to carry on rolling down nice and slowly, okay, and to the point where you know you can't get back up without using momentum. You're going to have a little pause and then you're going to roll up nice and slowly. Now if it pulls in your lower back, or you're feeling in your hip flexors, these muscles aren't working, okay? So you need to find a pinpoint where to stop, okay? So it's a breath in, breath out, roll down, tuck the tailbone under, squeeze the abs as though you're squeezing a sponge full of water. Control, control. Now if you can go all the way down, perfect. Take another breath in at the bottom. But I don't want to see any momentum whatsoever to get back up, okay? So we're going to just do 5. So things to think about. Tuck the tailbone under, relax your shoulders, rolling down, squeezing into the core. These are all Pilates exercises. Good, squeeze and hold, find a weak point. And then you're just going to roll up nice and slowly, breathe in normally, okay? Don't carry on if it's hurting your lower back, okay? Basically, these muscles are not strong enough even to do this type of exercise. Your lower back's going to take over and it's going to make it worse, so just be careful, okay? So carrying on, we're just going to do a couple more, even if it's to here, okay? You're still getting a good workout, okay? You've got to go from somewhere. Don't run before you can walk. Don't go all the way down, okay? So breathe, nice and controlled. Perfect. So we're just going to do one more. So breathing in, good, breathing out, and just rolling down nice and slowly. Keeping this core really tight. Good. So these types of exercises, if you are a member, you've done millions of times with me. Okay, this is just like an introduction to Pilates and to relieve any tightness you have in your backs. We're going to finish off with a really nice stretch. Now you can wedge your hand underneath the sofa if it's nearby, or just use something quite heavy to hold this arm down. So we're going to lie on your back. Yeah, we're going to bring your right knee in towards the chest here. You're going to pull the right knee over the left arm and reach that right arm out to the side. So your right arm should be in line with your shoulder, palm up, and the aim is to get this knee on the floor and this right arm on the floor. Okay? Now, what I want you to imagine is you're lying on a clock face. Your right arm at the moment is pointing towards 3 o'clock. Okay? So we're going to slide that right arm up to 2 o'clock. Yeah? Wedge it under the sofa if you can. Up to 1 o'clock. Not got enough room. Now, what we're feeling as well is a stretch across your chest and your rotator cuff muscles, which again become overworked. And then we're going to slide that arm back down the clock face, bring that knee back, extend that leg, grab hold onto your left knee, pull it in tight towards your shoulders, breathing in, breathing out, you're pulling that knee over, yeah, and we're stretching. Oh, I don't know if you heard my back crack then, gee whizzle. Left arm, palm up, and again we're feeling the stretch all the way up that lower back. And then this left arm is at 9 o'clock. You're going to slide it up to 10. Up to 11. That's where my arm lifts. And then back down nice and slowly. And then you're going to bring those knees into your chest. And just give them a nice big hug. Circle those legs. Kick yourself to sit in, and we'll just finish off with a neck stretch because it's really nice to finish with a neck stretch. Sadly got to go. Oh, no worries. Okay, so we're just going to lift up nice and tall. I want you to try and open your collarbones. Yeah, so we're here, we're not here. Yeah, we're going to tilt the head to one side, just gently, and grab hold and just gently pull it down. You're trying to get the ear to the shoulder as long as you can. Okay, so just try and breathe, push into the floor. Oh, just bring that head down a little bit to get into the back of the neck. Okay, and relax. Change sides, lifting up tall, pulling that head gently down to one side. There's a muscle that runs down from your ear down into your collarbone, which is stretching now, and it's called the sternocleidomastoid. I'll never ever forget that word because it took me about 5 years to bloody remember it. God, that was anatomy a nightmare. Doesn't help when you're dyslexic. Okay, just relaxing, guys. Give your shoulders a little roll. That's it, good. And relax. You just give yourselves a little clap. Woo woo! Well done. Hope you're all having a good Easter Sunday. We can go home now. Well, we can go into the other room and have our Easter eggs if we've got any. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, it's only an introduction to Pilates, and it will help relieve hip pain, lower back pain, to do those stretches. If you did feel a massive muscle imbalance, especially like doing the bridges and you were weaker on one side and you were twisting, etc, etc, you need to do more of them. Okay, we need to focus on getting level, if you like. All right, so yeah, lots of love, and we'll see you. What day is it? Sunday. I'll see you in the morning. Holly's in the morning and tomorrow night. Okay, bye guys. Bye.